you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm good. I really am so happy to meet you. Although technically you and I are not in a generational thing, I feel a little bit like a grandma to you for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why, because it's not like I feel like Matt's mom or anything. It's just that I remember when Matt introduced you in, and I remember seeing all of your promotions and earnings and stuff like that. And I really do. I'm so proud of you, and I hope that you don't find that condescending, because it's really important for us to be proud of each other, no matter what our rank is. I mean, I get proud of Edie when she hits things, and I'm proud of, like, Heidi and Orville when they sell $100,000 million worth of wax, that kind of thing. So right. I hope you don't take that the wrong way, but
no, not at all. I'm flattered and
I've been watching.
So that's great. I appreciate it, and I think you're amazing as well. And I have just enjoyed my time with Scentsy. I think it's been really, really fun, and there's great people here. So it's been an adventure. So I'm glad to be here.
It really is. So happy Wednesday, January 8th. Today is episode 11.
Is it 10, I think. I think 10.
Okay. Yeah. Episode 10. And
episode 10.
Hey. We are going to be finishing up the all of the alphabetical scents in wax form. We have omitted a couple of things that are available in laundry and cleaner and body, but we're going to be talking T through W, I believe, today, right?
Well, through Y, if we're including your pal Mickey. So.
And I have that tester here, your pal Mickey. We do have a guest speaker with us today. Her name is Erin Doolin. She's on Matt's team.
Hello. So happy to be here.
So happy to have you.
Yes. Okay, so we left off last week with the S's, so we're going to pick right up with T, and the only one we have this week is Twitter Pated, which is one of our licensed fragrances. This week, because we have the transition sale going on where everything's 10% off, you can get this bar for $5.85 rather than $6.50, or save even more with a 3-pack. So Twitter Pated, it smells very green, and that's kind of the best way that I can describe it. It sort of reminds me of Alpine Meadow a little bit. Scentsy describes it as, it says, spring is in the air and it's waiting to sweep you off of your feet in a swirl of sun-kissed Meyer lemon, morning dewdrops, and lush wild moss. I think this really is like a quintessential spring fragrance.
I find it to be very fresh. I find it to be very bright, literally brightening, right. But I don't find it to be very long lasting.
Sure. And I have that same issue with Alpine Meadow as well. Mm-hmm.
So I haven't personally warmed Twitter Pated, but when I was reading about it, I was like, okay, I need this in my life. I could really see it in like right when you're entering a home, it would be really good, a really welcoming fragrance. Even in the kitchen, in the bathroom, I think it would be really great. I love it, and I'm definitely going to have it on my next order.
You know what? This would be lovely in laundry. I know that it's too expensive for Scentsy to release this in laundry, but this would be lovely.
Be so good.
Damn.
Agreed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to jump into vanilla bean buttercream, because I did a little flub last week when I confused sugar cookie with vanilla bean buttercream, because I find that these two are very similar in the uses that I utilize this, and it's when I want to sweeten something else up. I very rarely use this on its own. I mix it with a lot of things. I am pardon my French if this is a profanity, I'm a Scentsy whore. I have Scentsy in every aspect of my life. One of the reasons why you're seeing me in such a relaxed state at the moment is because I was literally working my Scentsy business all day today. I dropped my kids off at school, 2 different schools. Then I came home. I made hundreds of samples out of the Bring Back My Bars for my VIPs. And then I made a couple of videos. And then I had to take a shower at 6 o'clock. And I went from one set of pajamas into another set of pajamas. And I'm still a star director, and I still do this full time, and I still make a nice, healthy paycheck. It's very possible, but I just wanted to mention that that's one of the reasons why I'm looking so earthy right now. But honestly, I utilize vanilla bean buttercream all the time, but I don't think I've ever warmed it on its own. Maybe once. So I would love somebody else's opinion as to what it's like on its own, because literally I love mixing this with heavy florals. I love mixing this with not necessarily woodsy stuff, but heavy florals. It's fantastic.
Right. Well, and you know me, we have that same bakery kind of turn off. So my first experience with vanilla bean buttercream was in the room spray that came in my starter kit. And I was blown away just at how long lasting it was. Because I had spritzed it in the sunroom. I'm in Florida. We all have sunrooms. And it's a very heavy traffic room because it's the room that connects to our back porch and ran and out all day. And I could smell it for all day into the next day. And that was really my first experience with how good the room sprays are. Not that it's my favorite scent by any means. And as Andrea uses this for a mixer, I tend to lean more towards the apple butter frosting as my go-to to sweeten things up. I may have warmed it by itself maybe once or twice just to try it. But it's thick. It's a heavy, heavy fragrance.
Yeah, I would agree. I think as well it's a good mixer. I am slowly leaning away from the bakery scents myself. I find myself more of a fresh, woodsy, spicy kind of mood lately. So it's not really my favorite, but I think if you are wanting to sweeten something, like you said, definitely a great choice.
All right, Erin, go ahead and
Pick
one out of the pile.
Okay, well, I would love to do Vanilla Mint. In that case, we'll stick with the vanillas. So Vanilla Mint is actually my oldest daughter's favorite wax. Whenever she sees this one, she freaks out. She's like, oh my gosh, Vanilla Mint. So she really likes it. What I think of it, I think the vanilla really cuts and calms the mint, which is nice because you know how mint can be like really, really piercing to some people. This is a really good fragrance for people who might like a little bit of mint, but not too much. So it is a really well-balanced one. When I warmed it, I wasn't a huge fan of it. I think it's almost kind of, I don't know why, but a little soapy almost. But still, Ansley loves it. Plenty of people love it. Some of my customers, they're like freaking out about it, want to add it to their Scentsy Club because they want to make sure they have it since it's going out in February. So that's what I think of it.
Yeah. I had a customer who bought exclusively this scent for a few months. And Andrea, I'm sure you can guess what I think about vanilla mint because mint is not my thing.
Well, I can tell you that I haven't warmed it in a long time, but every time I have warmed it, I've loved it. It is not really my cup of tea, but I do find it to be a very clean, long-lasting wax. And I usually love long-lasting no matter what it is, because bakery just burns up and off for me. Like I don't smell it the next day or anything. I find that vanilla mint lasts a long time, but it's not something that I normally grab. I'm not sure why. I probably should. I don't know, but to me, it's in the bakery category. I don't know why. It shouldn't be, but it is.
Yeah, if I'm going for that vibe, I'm leaning more towards I'm Snow Over It or something like that. Yeah.
Or Ice Pine or Olaf or Whiteout. Yeah. Got it.
Yep. Okay, is it me again? I think it's me
again. It's you again.
All right. Let's go ahead. Well, I haven't warmed that one, so I'm not going to talk about it. Let's do Very Merry Cranberry because I love cranberry. It's a perfect Christmas holiday fragrance. It's everything. Customers go crazy over it. I'm one of those people because I'm not just a consultant. I am also a customer. Let's not forget that. I stock up on this because I get in those moods throughout the year, even when it's not the holidays, that I want to smell this because it just sort of transports me to a happy place. Yeah. So it's a fantastic fragrance. It's not super heavy on like cinnamon spice, that kind of thing, but it's in there for sure.
It's tart and it's clean and it's not just a Christmas scent. I love it.
Yep.
I agree. That's the perfect word for it, is tart. It's really, really lovely. I enjoy it. And I'm actually not a big cranberry person, but I really like Very Merry Cranberry. Good stuff.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm going to go with Weathered Leather.
Okay.
Listen, this one went away for a while. And then it came back. and it came back because people were like rioting in the streets, kind of. And I don't necessarily think that it was about the wax. I think it had more to do with the room spray and the scent circles and the pods, because warming weathered leather on its own is kind of insane, in my opinion. It's way too cow skin. It's way too cowboy for me. It needs something else. It needs a perfume. It needs a floral. It even needs a sweet. You can mix weathered leather with vanilla bean buttercream if you want. You can kind of mix it with anything. I don't know about mixing it with overly sweet. Like, I don't know if I would mix it with pumpkin cinnamon swirl, but vanilla bean buttercream, sugar cookie, something like that, you totally can. You'd get a very complex scent, which would be very confusing. But I would only do that if I was trying to like use up the bar. So I don't warm the wax because I feel like it can't go on its own. But there are people that love this scent. I find that sheer leather actually fixed all of those problems because it added another dimension to just a leather scent.
Right. My boss actually buys this in the room spray for her car, and she loves it. This, I think, is a great way to sort of age a scent, give it a little bit more maturity. So I can appreciate that about it. I've never warmed it on its own, so I can't speak to it that way.
Yeah, this isn't really my type of scent either. I did give it to my dad as a scent circle, and he absolutely fell in love with it in his car. So really good car scent. In fact, he ordered 6 more. Got to keep them hooked.
Right.
Yeah. It's great in a scent circle because a scent circle doesn't smack you in the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely a like manly man type of fragrance. So it makes a great gift for those types of people when you're like, what do I buy this guy?
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
So my turn again?
Yeah.
It is.
Hey. Okay, so I'm going to pick Very Snowy Spruce because I love this wax so much. I always do artificial Christmas trees. Maybe one day we'll get a real one, but I'll admit I'm a little terrified of fire, hence why I'm a Scentsy consultant. So I think Very Snowy Spruce is great. Last year, I actually preferred iced pine. And it's really weird because this year, I don't know what it was. I warmed Very Snowy Spruce and I'm like, wait a minute, how could I have not warmed this over iced pine in the first place? But to each their own. I don't know. I guess my nose changed. But I love it. I think it's so wonderful. And it can actually be warmed throughout the year, if you ask me. One time I warmed this and my mother-in-law literally walked down from the second story and was like, I just had to come down here because the scent is fabulous. And I'm like, I know. So I love Very Snowy Spruce. Perfect holiday wax and beyond.
Yeah, I go back and forth between the two. They're both so great, Ice Pine and Very Snowy Spruce. And I think we touched on this a week or so ago about how our noses can change, changes in diet, weight loss can do it. There's a lot of different factors that go into what you smell and what your brain is enjoying at that time.
Right.
So it doesn't surprise me that you kind of flip-flopped.
For those who may not have put away their Christmas stuff yet, just so you know, I have a Very Snowy Spruce room spray, and I always put 2 or 3 scent circles in with my Christmas stuff every year. I don't touch the room spray. I don't touch those scent circles. They're all wrapped up and everything in anticipation of it maybe not returning the next year, so that in November or the beginning of December of the following year, I know that I'm going to have a room spray in with my artificial Christmas tree. I know that I'm going to have a couple of unpacked scent circles of Very Snowy Spruce. I hang them even on the wreath outside my door so that when the mailman comes, the UPS man comes, and he gets a waft of it when he's just coming up to my door, and I have an artificial wreath there, I keep the room spray right at the front of my door, right in my vestibule. Every other day or so, I spray the scent circle and I spray the wreath. I spray my Christmas tree, which is fake. And that room spray has now lasted me for years because I keep it in with my Christmas stuff. And it's not like a pressurized room spray. It looks like it's in a can and it looks like it's the aerosol thing, but it's actually not. It's just a pump, and it's lasted, and it still has a great spray that comes out of it. if you have not yet put away your Christmas stuff, think about getting a room spray and a couple of scent circles, because we don't know if it's going to come back next year.
That's such a good point too, because I had some, when I was talking about the discontinued scents, because we now have that list of what's going away at the end of the month. I was reaching out to some of my customers, and they said, "Oh, is it not coming back next winter?" And I said, "Well, we don't know. I mean, we would like to hope that very snowy spruce, nice pine, and all that's coming back, but who would have thought in a million years that painted leaves wouldn't have come back this season?" You'd never know. That's
that
why,
one is fantastic. I still have I have a bar hidden in my own stash of that.
Yeah, I mean, so we don't know that yet. We don't know what next winter holds. So that's why taking advantage of the 10% off sale this month with the transition, and even Scentsy Club, if you're not familiar with that, make sure you ask your consultant or ask one of us. But because we don't know if they're coming back.
Right.
Yeah. Right. It's okay. I think it's me now. Is it me?
It is. Yes.
All right. Let's do Winterberry Apple Tea. And I'm conflicted on this fragrance. Sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. It's light for my taste. Now, I will say I have used this in Scentsy Soak, and it was great. I really enjoyed the bath, but you're really close to, the fragrance at that point, and hot water and all that, so it's going to be kind of super fragrant. But as a wax and smelling it on cold, it seems light. It's a little, I think it's a complex scent because you kind of aren't sure what you're smelling. I haven't smelled anything like this at any other store, any other candle company, or whatever.
Do either of you get a creamy note on this?
Creamy,
milky?
Personally, not really.
Okay. I get like almost like a powdered creamer kind of a scent for some reason. I know that probably isn't like the majority of the vote. I get like a little bit of a powdered creamer thing on this. I warmed this once in the wax, didn't need to again. It was not original. I know that you're saying that you haven't smelled anything like this. Mm-hmm. Warming this bored the shit out of me, pardon my French.
Sure.
But I do have the hand cream, and I do enjoy the hand cream, but I almost feel like I just cooked something when I use this on my hands and then I smell my hands. Like it's almost like I just kneaded dough or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That just might be my nose, but that's what I've sort of smelled all along with this.
Interesting.
Not sure.
Well, that's kind of like how Amber Hollow smelled like curry. We were like,
smelled like Indian food. I know.
I don't really smell the cranberry in this that much.
Is this supposed to have cranberry? What's the notes?
Yeah, it's winter tea, cranberry, apple, and honey.
I don't smell cranberry in there at all.
No, and that's funny because I'm cranberry.
Yeah. It is unique. It certainly is. It's just, I haven't warmed it myself, but I know when you warm a wax, it definitely changes a lot, and you never know. You might really love it warm compared to just smelling it out of the tester too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
Is it me?
It's you.
Okay, so I think I'm going with your pal Mickey, what do we have? We just have the wax in this. We don't have anything else, right?
Did they do away with the scent pack?
Because I know that this is going away.
Right. Let me check real quick.
Okay. Thank you. Your pal Mickey is a very interesting scent. Some of you who were around 2 years ago, it reminds me of Accidentally in Love, just a little bit. Most of the Disney scents have a tendency to be very fruity, love, berry kind of a thing. This says green apple, orange blossom, and fresh spring air. I almost feel like there's a little bit of ginger in this when I smell it on cold. I don't remember warming this one. I know that I have because I've warmed everything, but I don't remember warming this, so it obviously didn't knock my socks off if I can't tell you exactly what this smelled like when I warmed it.
Right. So this is available in wax, in a scent circle, and a scent pack. Because of course we also have the Mickey Scentsy Buddy. But I get sort of a perfumey note in this, almost, dare I say, bug sprayish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the spring air thing, right?
Right. Spring is here, y'all. Oh man, that's all my testers. I think
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I would warm that probably in my daughter's room, mainly because it is Mickey. They'd probably enjoy it. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun, the licensed products and everything.
Mhm.
I can't believe it, but I think we have sniffed our way through the entire fall winter catalog.
Which
Oh,
one
you
is
got
that?
one. What is that?
Welcome home.
I
Oh,
forgot Welcome Home. Oh, I think that was a collective subconscious thing that we forgot Welcome Home.
We got to end with welcome home. Welcome home.
Oh, have you warmed this, Erin?
Yes, this one I love. I really, really love this one because I'm not a big cinnamon girl. When you like walk into a Michael's or something, they've got those cinnamon brooms all over the place. It's too much for me. I just get overloaded. But Welcome Home is very well balanced. So it is cinnamon and spices. Those are really the main scent notes, but it's just very easy to smell and it lasts a long time too. So perfect, I think, for somebody with a new home. Good way to start out. Good positive vibes and aura and fragrances in it, for sure.
oh, like what a great gift, like as a realtor to give or something, like a warmer with
I
some
have a
welcome home wax.
realtor. Yeah, I have a realtor who is a customer of mine, and she gives Welcome Home. And well, she used to give the little house. That little house isn't available anymore. The Built with Love warmer,
Yep.
which was a charitable cause warmer. But now she just gives like a plug-in or something small,
Right.
and a Welcome Home bar. So
Yeah, super cute. So now we've officially sniffed our way through the entire catalog in 10 episodes.
I
I think
wonder if
that's,
it's going to take us 10 episodes next time.
I don't know. And I don't think we really stuck to any specific number each week. We kind of just, guessed.
Yeah. I almost feel like, oh. Because starting February 1st, it was going to be February 2nd, now it's February 1st, we're going to be starting all over again, and we're going to be talking about the aloe, water, and cucumber, and we're going to be talking about the apple butter frosting again, and we're going to be talking, but it's okay, because as we have talked about things, I have been returned on to the idea of warming them, and I have started to warm those other things again. I think that sometimes as a Scentsy consultant, specifically me, I've been a Scentsy consultant for almost 5 years. I have a tendency to forget about stuff. And I can't tell you the last time I warmed aloe, water, and cucumber.
Right.
Just don't remember. So I'm probably going to try to warm it in anticipation of us talking about it in the next couple of weeks. But in the next 2 weeks, we're probably going to be talking about what? Bring Back My Bar.
Yeah, we need to. We're gonna go through our favorites for Bring Back My Bar.
Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about what we're warming today. Shame on us.
We didn't. Can I tell you what I'm warming today?
Yes.
I'm warming a conglomeration. So now both Matt and I have a lot of consultants who watch us. So I will tell you that if you are on the road to becoming a director, which Matt and Erin both are, you will eventually go to Scentsy Commons, which is the place in Meridian, Idaho, where they make all the stuff. And when you go there, they give you a tour of the warehouse and also where they put the wax inside the clamshells. And there is a very specific scent that you will never, ever forget that scent, because it's all the fragrances mixed into one, which sounds disgusting. But I've been making samples all day in my kitchen for the Bring Back My Bar. So as I was having a little bit of leftover, maybe a quarter of a cube left over or an eighth of a cube left over, I was pouring it all into one warmer. My kitchen right now smells like the Scentsy factory because I filled up one whole warmer and then I filled about halfway up into another warmer. So right now I am warming about 25 different scents all in 2 little dishes. And you would think that smells disgusting, but for me, it brings back memories, because when you become a director, you're invited to Scentsy Commons. And then I went within 3 or 4 weeks of me becoming a director. And it was just it's just such a warm feeling in my heart, because I love this company so much. But if I had my way, I would probably be warming Amber Road again, because that wax knocked my socks off. It's available today. It's available through January 31st. If you love the smell of a hot dude, you got whatever your persuasion is, it doesn't matter. Even if you are a hot dude and you want to smell other hot dudes, whatever, Amber Road is just So, there you go.
So, I in my Bring Back My Bar review, which Andre and I have both done, so you can check those out for a full First Sniffs reaction. I called it generic, and I lost a subscriber over it. He was very angry with me.
I'm never going to talk to you again.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. But you guys, there's so many really awesome things coming in February, but let's not forget about everything going on this month. 10% off Bring Back My Bar. It's just, and the 10% off sale is including the licensed products this year, which
That's crazy.
really doesn't. Yeah. Another thing to keep in mind is that bath bombs are going away in February.
Yeah.
Bye.
But you can still get them right now. So,
there are people that are going to be rioting in the streets, I'm telling you. And listen, if you are a fan of the bath bombs,
I have a feeling that it's going to turn into like what's that?
It'll be an LTO thing. Like it'll turn
That's
into
what I was
like
thinking.
yeah. No, but there are people that are like rioting in the streets, but the important thing for them to understand is that they can get it at 10% off now, as many as they want until they run out of the storage of them or the stock of them. But listen, if you're pissed off that they're getting rid of the bath bombs, buy a ton. That's all.
Right. That and the fragrance flowers, those have been wildly successful. So successful that they're having a hard time keeping up with production, and they're really having to up the manpower and all of that. So as of February, they will be going up $2, but this month they are still at that $16 price point. If you want to stock up at the lower price, might be a good idea.
And 10% off of that, right?
It's 10% off, doesn't include those.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay, I didn't know.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So I think that was everything we wanted to touch on this week. Anyone else have any closing remarks?
I just want to say I really appreciate y'all inviting me here. I had a great time. It was a great experience. I hope I can come back sometime.
Absolutely.
Erin, you are the cutest thing that I've ever seen. I swear to God. You can come back anytime. All you have to do is just let us know, and we'll just send you the link. And thank you so much for contributing to the sense of community the way that you have. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right. Good night, everybody. We will see you next week on Wednesday. Or wait, what are we doing?
Yeah, we're doing Wednesday the 15th.
Yep. And don't miss out on the Weekend Warmer review this weekend with me and Andrea. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.